What's up, my wizards? Dev from SBMTG. Yet more spoilers. I think we got like 6 or 7 to talk about today. I'm going to bookend it with things that I'm really interested in, but mostly just really good stuff for the limited environment today. But there is some really exciting stuff too. Let's check it out. I'm going to start with something that I don't think people are really evaluating exactly right. People aren't as excited about this as I think maybe they should be. This is Dimensional Infiltrator. And I'm not going to go all in on this card, and here's the translation, by the way. But I will say this card looks extremely attractive to me. We just saw a 2-mana, 2-power flyer in black yesterday. Now we get one in blue, and this one has flash, which, like, you really can't underestimate how good flash is. You know, I was just talking yesterday, too. A lot of people like Simic Flash. This goes directly into that and is incredibly strong, even if it didn't have the last ability, which is there. So it can protect itself, one, but also it's a May ability. You can just pay the 2, exile the top card of their library, and choose not to get this back into your hand or whatever. That's actually pretty sweet right there. You can just, and it doesn't tap to do that, by the way, and is able to mill them. That's always good, and protects itself. There's a lot of ands on this card. I really, really like. I can't stress enough that I think this card is a sleeper. Just really above curve for the mana cost, and I think that the card is actually very good and playable, honestly, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say playable in multiple formats. On to some limited treats here. We've got Relief Captain, first of all. Looks underwhelming at first glance, but in limited, this is more than fine, you know. A good bread and butter card. It buffs the rest of your team when it comes into play, too, you know. In Sealed and Draft, you'll probably have a couple of guys by the time you play this. And it's 6 power for 4 mana. That's always good. I think there's a lot to like about it. Obviously, not going to break Constructed in any way at all. But if we're just looking at limited and sealed for this, you know, this set, it's a very good card. This is Jwar Isle Avenger right here. Jwar Isle, it's a weird word. Fine card, again, in limited environments. Won't see the light of day in Constructed. But in limited, we don't, especially sealed, we don't really mind 5-mana 3/3 flyers. They're okay. Good body, good evasion, that's good. Especially splashable. But you can pull off the surge cost. That's amazing. That's basically a 3-mana 3/3 flyer, but it's probably still going to get cast on the 5th turn either way. Still, great card. This is Goblin Freerunner, yet another good limited card. A lot of them were today. The cool thing about this is that it's a common, and that you'll probably get multiples of them, and it's just a strong card in and of itself, you know, especially if you can cast it for Surge. That's really, really good. On turn 3 or 4, you can reliably get the Surge cost, I would imagine, especially if you're drafting specifically the, you know, red aggro, red X aggro deck in this, you know, limited environment. I could see this being a very, very good card, especially if you can get 2 or 3 of them in the draft environment. But outside of that, probably won't see play in Standard. I mean, it's a solid card, but we'll probably have better options than this. This is Hedron Crawler right here, and again, fine card. This is another thing that sort of solves the colorless mana issue in Draft and Sealed, but probably won't do anything at all in Constructed, you know. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same card as Mannequin with 1 less power, so that's not good either. But again, in limited, ramps you. That's one thing it does. Not a particularly good blocker, but ramps you and provides the colorless mana you'll need, especially if you're trying to get, like, pull off a colorless splash. Here's Void Shatter, and it's Dissipate. This is, hey, Dissipate, you're back. Except that you're colorless now, so I guess that is better, maybe? It's probably better. But in any case, look at that art. I just want to say that. The art is going to look really, really good in foil, so that's going to be cool. Isn't that right, Julie? Art's going to look super sweet in foil, Julie. But aside from that, I'm just super happy that this is back, you know. I was a Control player for a really, really long time. Now I hate playing against Control. That's the whole point of Control, right? But this is a great card for them. They're probably super stoked that they have this piece right now. They've been wanting this. I'm sure they had Scattered to the Winds before, but in this format especially, full of Tassigers and Jaces and Dim Protectors and all that, this card is just fantastic. This, I think, is probably the most exciting thing spoiled all day, honestly. And I really, really do like that blue flash flying thing. That thing's awesome. But this, again, is an under-evaluated card. It definitely has its defenders. But this is Warping Whale, the sort of Eldrazi command is what people are calling it. I really wish it was Choose 2, but that would probably be busted. But all the options on this are more viable than they appear, especially in Standard. I think it's a good sideboard card against Control decks. And Control, I think, does get slightly stronger with the release of the set. I mean, we just saw Dissipate is back and it's colorless now. That's pretty cool. Control players will like that. But this, what I mean by against control, is that it kills unflipped Jaces, actually exiles unflipped Jaces, so no tricks with Tasker or Dim Protector, Kolaghan's Command, Ojutai's Command, you know, none of those tricks apply in this case. You exile the Jace. And also it will counter sorceries like Radiant Flames or Languish or Planar Outburst or any, you know, mass removal that they're trying to play. That's awesome. Not only that, but it also creates a chump blocker for you, or it can ramp. But, you know, that third ability actually does two different things. On the second turn, at the end of their turn, if we play it then, it basically, you know, ensures that we will be able to play our 3-drop for the most part, which is cool, which is very important if we're feeling like we're going to be low on mana or we're going to get screwed. That's actually a pretty cool thing to be able to do, and creating a chump blocker on an open board is actually much better than it looks too. So all of the options on the card look much more flexible than they do at first glance. And even in Modern, you know, that second mode could do some work. And I'm not saying that we don't already have good cards that counter spells in Modern, but this does a lot of things aside from countering a spell, and can counter things like Scape Shift, and Cruel Ultimatum, and a bunch of other stuff in the Modern format. So I could see that happening too. But bottom line for Standard, I'm excited about this as a sideboard card, but I think it could even be better than that. We'll have to wait. But commands like this that feature options, and they're all better options, I think, than they look like, are always playable. So I'm pretty excited about this thing. That's all I got for today. Let me know how you felt about these assessments and evaluations. I think that the draft cards, the limited cards, are pretty easy to pick out here, but the two that I bookended it with are they're up for grabs. I think there could be a lot of discussion about Warping Whale and about the, you know, flash flying thing. So let me know how you felt about them in the comments. I'm excited to play both of those cards. And like if you're new, or sub if you're new, and then like if you enjoyed it, which, you know, I hope you did. So I'll see you guys next time, right? I'm Deb from SBMTG. Thanks for watching, my wizards.